welcome to Entropia Universe. This is a game I've been playing for a while. It's been about 2 months. I kind of enjoy it. So basically, what the point of the game is, there's pretty much 3 different things you can do. You can basically be a hunter. Actually, the volume's kind of loud, so I'm going to kill this and turn the volume down a bit. There we go. That should be better. Alright, so basically what happens is... Why do I have something... Oh, that ended. Yeah, no one bought it. I hate this thing. Alright. Yeah, so basically, you can be a hunter, which is basically what I am. Normally I've got a laser rifle, but I happen to loot kind of a crappy sword. So I decided to go kill some like very puny creatures with it. Because like there's a whole ton of skills and stuff that you can level up. And the way you level up in this is you level up by using them. So basically, in order to get my strength up, I need to use a melee weapon. So every now and then, I'll grab a sword, come down, and kill some punies. Also because as you can see on my tracked missions, I think it's gone. Because it's not on, because you only have 5 on there at the time. But I still have the mission in my mission logs. I'm also working on the Iron Challenge for punies. So basically, I've got to kill 5,000 punies, which gets super boring when you find out there's like a lot more stronger stuff you can go kill. So I always come back every now and then and just kill a couple punies just to keep working on the quest, and then I'll usually go back and do one of my other quests. So basically, in this game, you can be a hunter. You can be, and there's like different areas in hunting you can excel at, like melee, ranged, explosives, and all that good stuff. You can be a miner, so you can take one of these doohickeys, a Finder F101. They've got a bunch of different names, but mine's a Finder. And you go around and you basically look for ores and chemicals in the ground. Then when you find them, you use one of these excavators to grab it. And you can be a crafter, and you can craft a bunch of stuff. And like the different areas of crafting you can go into is ridiculous. It goes anywhere from like weapon manufacturer to like clothes designer. So it's a bit excessive. Now the only issue with the other 2, hunting is basically going to be the easiest and like, if you want to play for free, because it's a free game, you want to be a hunter. The only way to get good at like crafting or mining is to just throw money at the game. And eventually you will get quite good at it. But if you want to play for free, you know, have a good time and enjoy the game, you're going to want to go basically hunter. The easiest areas in hunting to go is like, well, I like my laser rifles. They're pretty awesome. You can also go with pistols, which is a lot closer range. But what that does is, because you're going to get hit more often when you're using pistols, so your defensive abilities are going to level up faster. Whereas me shooting my rifle from a far distance and they only get maybe 1 or 2 shots in at me. But I'll be able to hunt for longer without having to heal than someone who's using a pistol that's at like the same level as me. There's also melee. So you've got swords, you've got knuckle dusters, you've got daggers. Now going back to the weapons, like the lasers and stuff. So there's laser rifles and there's BLP rifles. Now the lasers use weapon cells, which I'll show you in a second actually. Come on, die. There we go. let's have a look at my inventory. Alright, so lasers, I've got 1,000,000 weapon cells for whenever I go hunting again. I've got a Marcorp Callus 3, which is my laser rifle. I've got my old starter laser rifle here. And universal ammo works for pretty much anything, because it's universal. The BLP packs, that's for the BLP guns. And those, I guess you would consider them stuff like, machine guns, assault rifles, that kind of thing. Whereas a laser rifle, you just get, it shoots the once and does damage. The BOP, there's, multiple shots, but it only uses, the one doesn't use any extra ammo to specialize in BOP. It's just for the effects. And basically that seems like it's kind of like machine gun, assault rifle, that type of thing. And basically I'll end up showing you guys how to mine and how to craft, but I'll do those in separate videos. This one's just mainly going to be about hunting. So basically what happened, the reason I decided to come out here and kill a bunch of puny stuff is I was out hunting something else and I looted a sword off of it. And I was like, well, I'm just going to keep that sword and go kill some punies after. Because the sword's going to work out my strength. So when my strength levels up, I'm going to have a better carrying capacity, because I'm already at 300 kgs. I think you start off with 150, so I've already doubled the weight, just on a couple of excursions. It's also going to work up my defensive abilities, because I'm out here being hit. And, yeah, pretty much. It's good to do, even if you're going to specialize in pistols or rifles. It is good to go and do some melee. It's not super cost effective, but it'll help get your strength up so you have more carrying capacity. So whenever you have really good hunts where you're getting globals left, right, and center. So I think your global thing starts off here, which is an odd spot, so I moved mine up here. So when someone gets a global, there's a message here, and it tells you how much, in-game money their loot was worth. So I think my best global I've gotten so far is 104 worth of loot, which was pretty awesome. And yeah, basically, let's see, what else can I tell you guys about? There we go. And once your item starts to wear off, you'll get a message in yellow in the chat log saying it's close to reaching minimum condition. And this is a L item, which is limited. Oh wow, this was actually a really good one. So, this was worth 0.8 and 0.4, so that'd be about 1.2 peds. And peds are Project Entropia dollars. Yes. Surprised I was able to remember that. So yeah. Now unfortunately, there didn't used to be very much unlimited items before, and then they just kind of made a shit ton of stuff that was limited, which is super annoying. I hate limited weapons, but you can't stay with your starter laser stuff. You've got to keep moving up as you progress in skill levels, and to do that you're going to have to use limited items. Now, the reason I hate limited items, literally hate them, is because they can't be repaired. And, well, sometimes it'll be people will be like, yeah, but it's cheaper to buy limited items than repair, a good item that's not limited. But it's also hard because you have to rely on the auction house having that same weapon there. Whereas if you could repair it, even if it costs a little bit more, you wouldn't have to worry about if the item was there or not. So that's why limited items are super annoying. And it's a bit confusing because, the vehicles I have are limited items, but they can be repaired when they're damaged. But basically what the limited means for that is after I guess I go a certain amount of like miles, it will just break down and you won't be able to use it anymore. Another neat thing about this is you can be mentored by someone, and basically what that means is they'll help you out. Though if you have questions, you ask them. It won't cost you anything extra. No, I mean, yeah, it's not going to cost anything extra, and you're going to get like a small skill boost on like leveling up when you're being mentored, and when you're done your mentorship, because basically it's percentage wise. So there's like 3 skills you need to keep leveling up. So for healing, it's anatomy, I believe. For ranged, I don't really remember what it was, and then there was one for mining. And basically, I just did everything once, which I believe is something you have to do, and then I just completely did my entire mentorship just by killing stuff, hunting. Because I was doing iron missions, and I just kind of got lost in them. But yeah, basically, after you're done your mentorship, you're going to get this pixie armor that I've got on, and you're going to get a Jeep. I actually sold my Jeep because I just wanted some money for it. But I definitely did keep the armor. And the armor is really good. Like, the armor is good for anything early and most mid stuff. So the armor is really good, and basically, like, you can never go wrong with having someone who's experienced in the game there to help you. Now, the only annoying thing is I finished my mentorship, and I was really... Oh, the sword's broke. Alright. I was really hoping that I could start mentoring someone myself. But unfortunately, one of the guidelines of being a mentor is you have to have been playing for 6 months, and I've only been playing for about 2. Also, you'll see here when your skills go up. So, I've gained perception, I've gained experience in inflict melee, damage skill, and yada yada yada. Now, what perception does, because if you look at perception, perception is kind of a dick when you just like read what it's about. Where is perception? Is it in defense? No. General perception. There we go. So basically, I wanted to know what the skill actually did, so I went here to have a look at it. And it says perception is the ability to stay observant and aware of one's surroundings. And I was like, well, gee, thanks. But what does it do in the game? So when your perception goes up, it either means there's something about the spawn nearby, so a monster, or I guess a mob, or whatever you want to call them. I call them like space alien animal things. So that's one thing. Another thing your perception might go up for is if something nearby, like within your radar over here, might have fat loots, which is always good. And what you can do with your L items is they are, like, once they break down, they're useless. But you can usually sell them in like the trade terminal, and you can get like a tiny bit back. Trade terminals here. So let's go have a quick look. Alright, so sell that, and there we go. We got 0.19. Now, when you decide, if you do decide to go with the guns, and you decide if you're going either with lasers or with the BLP, what you want to do is you'll want to keep shrapnel that you loot, because you can convert it to universal ammo, and it's 1 for 1, which is crazy. And if you go with laser, you want to keep your weapon cells and sell your BLP. Now, if you noticed, I split it because I'm not going to get any money for this 841. So you want to do it in like groups of 1,000. So I've got 16,000, which gives me 1.6. And then I'm just going to kind of just throw everything in here. Except for these fragments, they're pretty much not worth anything. So I just keep them in my storage. What fragments are used for is, like my armor for instance, it can tier up, and once it gets to 0.9, after being used so much, I can tier it up to level 1. And what that means is I can put like kind of like items in the armor to boost it. And the higher my tier, the better the items I can put in there. So you won't want to tier up any of your lower level stuff. Like I tiered up one piece of my armor. I really shouldn't have, but I just kind of wanted to. Because like probably in a month's time, I'll have moved on to new armor to face off against bigger and badder opponents. And also what I did was for my armor, I bought, let's unequip it, and detach attachments. I bought some armor plate-ins. And basically what that does is it makes the armor more effective. So I got the armor plate-ins just so I could, oh whoops. What did I do with that? I think the game's just being leggy. Come on, game. Be a sport. So basically with the armor plate-ins, I'll give you a quick look. So protection impact is 12, protection cut is 9, and protection stab is 8. So basically that will shave off 12 impact damage extra, 9 and 8. And hit point wise, does it show? Can I see my own hit points? I don't think so. I think I've got like 114, I want to say. So yeah, so armor plates are something you'd want to pick up. You won't need that early game, like at all. And it's kind of a pain to unattach all the armor plates because you have to unequip all your armor and then detach all your armor. Then you want to re-equip all your armor. And it takes like a couple of seconds to equip each piece, which is super annoying. But yeah, I got all the plates because I was going to an event. And basically the way events work is, it's kind of neat how it works. And I guess it's basically the best way they could balance it is the way they did it. So it's not the amount of kills you get. Because if it worked that way, then, you know, higher level players would just win all the time, for sure. The way it works is in this game you can get globals, which you'll hear trumpets, and the game will focus in on your loot to show you what you got. And it's whoever gets the most value out of all the kills, so ped-wise. So if you're getting stuff worth a couple of peds each time, that's going to put you higher up. Now let's go quickly over to Osiri. I've got a bunch of waypoints I can teleport to, which is kind of nice. I'm just going to tab out right quick and have a quick look and see how long I've been recording for. I don't want to make this too long. Let's see. Oh, it's been about 18 minutes. Alright, I'm going to cut this episode here. And when we get back, I'm going to go hunt some Kerberos. I've already finished the Iron mission for them. But they're really fun to hunt. And I've gotten my most globals off them because I really want to show you guys a global. Just so you can be like super excited like me. Alright, thank you very much for watching and tune in.